Hey everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest, I can't believe I haven't spoken to in over a year. He is the owner of Flex Appeal Miami, the Tampa location, 212 Pro. You know him on IG as Weapon X Pro. He is Derik.
Yes, sir.
Oslan. Welcome,
Yes,
Derik.
yes. I'm gonna give
buddy.
myself a round of applause.
Yo, Giles does that on MD Global. He claps for everybody. Yeah, he goes like that. But,
So
yes,
I'll pretend I'm Giles and I'll clap for myself.
you could probably do a good British accent.
I'm not even gonna try. I don't want to piss him off because I'll butcher it. It'll be terrible. Yeah, man. It's 2018 is the last time we did this. It's been way too long.
Yeah. So we got to do some recapping first. I always like to recap.
Absolutely.
So 2018, the Tampa Pro, that was a great show for you. Second place out of I don't know how many 212s, but second
like
only
26, 27 of us.
It was a big class that year. I remember big class. And can you hear me? You can hear me okay still, right?
It dropped for a second and now you're back. So okay. The last thing I heard was Tampa Pro 2018. Great showing, great lineup.
Yeah. Your mom was there to watch. Anastasia was there. Everybody was there. And
was there.
You know, you would have won except for that little tank, Nicholas Velude.
Man. I love him. Great guy.
He is. I love Nicholas. So I remember at that show, I was like, man, the potential on this guy, Derik, it's amazing. I never really noticed him before. You hadn't done too much competing at that point as a pro. You just turned pro at the Nationals in 2016.
That's correct.
So 2019, I was expecting big things from you. So
yes, so was I.
I believe you only did two. Yeah, you only did. Did you do just those two shows, Chicago and Tampa?
I just did the two. Did the two.
So Chicago, 8th place.
Yeah.
In Tampa, 12th. I was looking at the pictures. You actually looked, and I was at both shows, but sometimes I have to refresh my memory because I'm old. But
so am I now.
what are you, like 30, 31?
I just turned 32 this month, the 16th.
It's all over now.
I know. I'm getting grays in places that I didn't get gray hairs before, but it's all good.
You know, Dexter probably haven't even started lifting weights when he was 32. No, that's not true, Dexter. Actually,
why are you trying to get everybody mad at me? Don't get Dex mad at me.
No, I love Dexter. So, yeah, you were actually in better condition at the Chicago show. I thought you were a little flat. You were a lot flat, I thought.
Little is understatement, but
the condition was there. And then a few weeks later, Tampa, I'm eagerly waiting, and then we walk out. I'm like, oh no, you came in much fuller, much bigger, but condition, especially, they want the glutes and the hams crispy. If that area is not tight, you're just not going to get a really good look in.
Yeah,
you didn't. So and my critique, I'm sure, was like more size, more condition. The same thing I say about everybody. As far as body parts, I wanted to see more back thickness on you. I wanted to see a little more arm development, particularly the back, though. And man, I've been watching your IG. I say I don't comment much, but I'm always looking to see the improvements. And your back has come up a lot. It is twice as thick as it was last year. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but it's definitely what. So I want to start with that because there's a lot of horrible backs out there. We don't want everyone to beat you by getting tremendous backs, of course. But what were some of the keys? Because that's an area that a lot of guys never really bring up.
Okay, so I'll start with the boring, nerdy, physiological stuff. Sure. So, okay, because I actually did a post on this earlier today and not that long ago. 2 keys to back development, in my opinion, are from a training physiological standpoint: scapular retraction, so just squeezing your shoulder blades back, and how far you get your elbows back. Period. Under heavy load, till failure with perfect form, chest up, back arch, etc. So that's if you can execute your rowing movements like that over and over again with perfect form, progressing your weights every single week, you will build new muscle tissue. If you are not getting stronger, you're not building any new muscle. Strength is king above everything. Yeah. And if you are not getting stronger, you are not becoming a better bodybuilder or just having a better physique in general. So that's the end of that.
I like
as far as what I've been doing, the main thing is I've just had an absolute obsessive approach with getting freakishly strong. I've always known the importance of it, and I've always strived to continue to progress my lifts, but This year, I'm like, I want to be the strongest son of a bitch on stage. Period. The end. No matter what show I do, there will be no one on that stage that can move more weight with perfect form than me. And in my eyes, if I focused on that, then I was gonna build more muscle. It may not have translated to me being the biggest person on stage, but I was gonna be damn close.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that was honestly, there really is no secret trick. It was just being absolutely obsessed with being freakishly strong.
Okay, well now a lot of guys out there, they're all about the weights and they want to hear because they want to think, well, he's a big bodybuilder dude, but I bet I'm close to strong. So what are some improvements you made in some lifts? Like your barbell row went from this to that. Your squat went from this to that. What are some improvements you made strength wise?
I just recently. So, do you want me to focus on just back or in general?
No, in general. People love that shit.
I do 6-plate RDLs.
Okay. Oh crap.
off the rack, the rack, not touching the floor.
Okay, but still, my God.
Off the rack, not touching the floor. I do 6-plate RDLs. I can deadlift. My max deadlift is 745 now. I don't free bar squat anymore for the simple fact that my lower back pumps get so bad that the rest of my training is absolute trash. So just a further point to your question about things I've done differently. I've been super fucking meticulous about my training. Like the way I program my lifts and how they interact with the day that's coming and the lifts that are within the session, making sure that my performance is maximized completely. So if I notice that one lift is affecting my performance in another, I'll either take out a lift, I'll switch the order or whatever. I started keeping a logbook this year, which is something I've only done one time, and that was when I won my pro card. So I track everything that I do, and I write everything down, and it allows me to give a visual of what's working and what's not, and obviously comparing that with the pictures week to week and seeing the development. So that's been a big help. I just recently hit 7 plates on incline hammer press.
What do you have to duct tape the extra 2 on there?
I had no. So the 5 plates fit on the handle on the racks.
Yeah,
whatever you want to call the pegs.
I call them posts, whatever.
The posts, the pegs, and then I managed to get 2 plates on the actual handles. Now
stole that from Max Charles. I've seen him do that.
Now, recent development, I recently just had custom extenders made for the gym. So now I can add even more plates on. And for some reason, we're 5 weeks out from Tampa, and I'm still getting stronger. Today was shoulders and arms. I hit a PR on hammer strength overhead press 7 plates for, I think, 8 reps. That video will be up on my Instagram, WeaponX_IFBB Pro, shameless plug.
Over at that behind neck press machine. 7.
It's a hammer overhead press, so your arms are pretty much like this in front of you a little bit, and you're pressing from here.
Oh, you must have more modern equipment down there than we do up here in the Boston.
I can't get my arms back here to press. My rotator cuff will tell me to go F myself.
Wait, man, Jesus.
so that video will come out today. And so that's what I mean, though. I've just become so obsessed, and I follow Jordan Peters very closely. So he is someone who is freakishly obsessed with strength, and he's my height and 70 pounds heavier. So I started, and I consider him a mentor of mine. I've consulted him a lot with how to program my training and how to learn how to do that better and where to focus, and also just learning how to go to that place. Like when I would say I've perfected the art of going into a set and not emotionally being present in the set. I'm somewhere else. It's a weird sensation. I don't know if I'm describing it properly, but I go to a completely different place when I go into my sets. I get pissed off. I lift pissed off. I'm angry. I'm swearing at people. And then after a set's over, I literally need 30 seconds or a minute to unwind and calm down before I can talk to anybody. you have to approach weight that makes you scared enough that you have to tap into that and kind of disassociate from yourself in order to lift it, and tap into just some nasty stuff. You can't approach a 7-plate overhead press calmly. The only person I've really seen that's freakishly strong that approaches their weights really calmly, God rest his soul, is Luke. Luke, you never saw him get riled up before a set, and he'll just unrack 5 plates on incline and just go. And I'm like, what the hell? That makes no sense to me.
Well, he was still warming up. That's why.
That's true.
No, you know what? The Kai described it very similar way as far as going into some. I think he called it like a place of violence or something. Or
it's not wrong. It's not wrong. That's literally what is happening when I train, and it's produced results. It's produced results.
I got to ask you. You did the 745 deadlift. Now Ronnie was famous for doing 800 pounds, but Ronnie was about 315 pounds when he did that. What were you weighing when you pulled?
What happened?
Oh, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Is this thing on?
Your connection keeps dropping.
Sorry,
dang
man.
It. It's okay. You said Ronnie hit. Well, it was famous for the 800-pound deadlift,
but he was about 310 pounds, I think, when he did that. So what were you weighing when you pulled 55 pounds less?
224, 225.
Okay, you win.
Region.
You win. Pound for pound, you blow him away. So I have to ask, because you look a lot bigger. I want to know, tissue-wise, condition-wise, you actually look like you're in about the same condition now as you competed at in the shows last year, maybe even tighter. So how much mass do you think you've put on?
That's going to be interesting. Okay, so I was at Chicago at I weighed in at 197. And I was on stage after the carb up at 195. I can get into the specifics of that if you would like. And then at Tampa, I weighed in at 199, and I was on stage like around the same weight, maybe 198.
Okay.
As of right now, we are just making sure that I make weight. So we're in a place now. I was actually just talking to my coach Will earlier today, and we believe that with another 8 pounds off of what I weighed right now, I'll be ready.
Wow.
Which literally eliminates that entire 16-pound gap.
So what are you weighing right now?
219.
219. So this will be the first time you've ever had to even worry about making weight as a pro, correct?
Yes. So like last year, I was under the 212 weight limit at like 4 or 5 weeks out. Oh, it dropped again. I said,
I hear.
Oh, did you hear it? Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, so I was under the 212 weight limit at about 4 weeks out. Solidly, like a good 3 to 4 pounds underneath. So now we're like, okay, we are really close to the weight limit, and not only close to the weight limit, but in a place where once I cross over the weight limit, that I will actually be ready for stage. And then it'll just be a matter of making sure that every decision we make doesn't lead to diminishing return. Because even if we lose another pound or two, what if that's muscle tissue? Yeah. Then we run into the same problem that we had, that I had at Chicago, where I was super duper flat and just had nothing. I had nothing going on. No pop, no vascularity. And I have a really big chip on my shoulder after last season. I had a little one after 2018 and coming so close to winning a show twice. But last year I went into off season. I pretty much was pissed off for the last 10 months. So
12th place would do that. I mean, I'm sure you were like, damn, 12th place, mother effer, come on.
Like,
12th place.
Yeah, like, how do I go from losing by 3 points twice to literally not even getting a look? And, I really had to come to terms with that and realize that was 110% within my control. And, not get bitter about dumb things that were not in my control and that weren't even the reason why I placed the way I did. I placed the way I did because we did not bring, you know, however you want to look at it, the proper package, period, the end. So what can I do to fix it? Get freakishly strong. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, I said, you know, I'm always thinking, what can this guy do to get his placings up? How can he get better? And I said, he really needs about 10 to 12 more pounds muscle. Most of that needs to be in back thickness. Condition needs to be better. If he does that, he'll be right up there. And, you know, you're well on your way. You know, so we still have 5 weeks to go, but you've made the improvements that I really hoped you would. And that's rarely does that happen. Most times I get to the show and I'm like, ah, fuck, his legs still suck. Ah, shit, his back is still weak. Ah, he's still fat. Damn it. You know, but
I really believe, and you know, some of the guys that this applies to, they're gonna get mad. You know, whatever. I don't BS. I call it like it is. Some of these guys don't train hard. I watch people train, and I derive a pleasure out of watching either freakishly strong guys or people get stronger week to week. That excites me. That gets me going, and it's like, okay, I see that guy moving that kind of weight, and especially if he's heavier than me, I get even more excited because I want to beat that, right? And I don't feel like, and I feel like the guys in I'm gonna call it the old school era, as most people call it, the golden era. That's how they were. They didn't want to just win the show. They wanted to literally be the best in every single aspect. They wanted to dominate. No matter how you thought about it, they were better. They were better in the gym. They were better on stage. They were better dressed at the gala. Everything. They were the best. They had everything covered. And I want to bring that back. I want to bring that energy back. We need more of that. I think all the collaborating and all of that is great for building brands, and I do think it's necessary, especially in our age of social media. But we need to bring a little bit of that competitive grit back. I don't feel like a lot of guys are as hungry as they should be. I'm fucking hungry. Excuse my language. I am hungry. I want to win, and I want to obliterate everybody. These guys I'm friends with, don't get me wrong, but when we show up to the show, I'm going to whip some ass. I'm not trying to get participation trophy. I don't want to be another body on stage. I never want 8th place to happen ever again. It's never going to happen. That's where I'm at. I'm very passionate about this, Ron. I hope you,
that's good.
Realize this.
Some guy, I won't name any names. Some guys I like kind of get sleepy talking to. I'm definitely getting alert right here. So I want to get into the gym business. When did you buy? When did you become the owner of Flex Appeal Miami in the Tampa location?
Okay, so the story, the short version of the story is, so as you know, me and Anastasia started dating back in 2018. So when we started dating, she had already had a schematic for this in motion. She had already met the guys that owned the original Flex Appeal in Miami, and they already had a correspondence and a working partnership. And we're working toward, they didn't have a facility yet or anything like that, but they already had the funds available. They had where they were going to get the equipment from. All the logistics, except for finding the facility, were more or less in place. And then we met, we started dating, and she was like, I gotta bring you on. Like, this is, you know so much about the fitness and bodybuilding aspect of things. You know how to talk to people. You're personable. You would be really good for the business. We need to go talk to Will and Jesus, who are our business partners in Miami. And I got to meet them. They loved everything about me, and they were like, okay, we're gonna bring you on this. We want you to be part of it. And that's pretty much how it happened. And then anytime we went to go look at facilities and talk to real estate agents or whatever, they just literally just made me feel an integral part of everything that was happening. We found our place, got all the equipment. It took us we got all our equipment in February of 2018. It took us 11 days, anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a day, just putting all the equipment together. And then we opened on, I think the 18th or the 19th of February of 2018. And we've taken off running since.
Oh, so I didn't realize you already owned that place when you took second in Tampa that year, right?
No, we had not. Sorry, did I say 2018?
You did.
2019. I'm sorry.
Okay.
February of 2019 is when we opened the
Gotcha.
gym. So no, we did not have fam yet when I competed in Tampa and the Legion.
Did they already call it fam, or was that your doing?
No, it was already fam.
Okay.
It was already fam in Miami, Flex Appeal Miami.
Oh, I was going to give you credit for it. Oh, well.
No, I wish I could take credit, but I can't. Nope, that was their idea.
So I would say 99.99% of bodybuilders dream of having their own gym. Is it something that you always dreamed of too? And how's the reality versus the dream?
I wouldn't say it was a dream of mine. I always wanted to have my own coaching and personal training business. That much I definitely knew I wanted to have. I knew that was my calling. Not just from helping people get in shape and, so my thing is there's layers to it. Yes, I want to help people get in shape and feel good about themselves, but from a competition athlete perspective, I remember what my journey felt like and how rewarding it was, especially when you win or do really well in a show, and the camaraderie that was created as a result, the friends that I have now that I wouldn't have as a result of bodybuilding, the relationships that I've built, the relationship that I have that I wouldn't, all of these things I wouldn't have because of bodybuilding. I want other people to experience that and feel what joy the sport can actually bring beyond just the weights and the meathead stereotypes and the glitz and glam of the stage and the photographs and stuff. There's a whole other journey that happens, and it's a very spiritual journey of growth. And you really understand, you really learn a lot about yourself and what you are capable of. And you also learn who's really in your corner, who's not in your corner, and who's going to go out of their way to really lift you up and try to help you be a success. The most genuine people that I've met in my life are a direct result of falling in love with bodybuilding. I want to share that passion with other people and watch them. And I get to experience the whole process again from a whole completely different perspective. That's beautiful. That is a beautiful thing. And to get to see that happiness from a third person view is something I want to experience forever, over and over and over again. Right now, coming back to your question.
Yeah.
The gym thing, it definitely kind of fell. I don't want to say it fell in my lap, but if me and Anastasia had not started dating, I may not be a part of a gym right now. So in that sense, I will say it fell in my lap. That being said, it is a very expensive endeavor. It costs a lot of money. So, and no matter how much you save, it will never be enough because it will always be something that you didn't account for or think of. Something stupid and simple like, oh, I need to buy a front desk. Like, we got all the equipment in. We have all these other fitness-related pieces and bodybuilding stuff and mirrors and dumbbell racks. And then we were like, we don't have a front desk. Now we need a computer. Now we need a telephone, like little things. So, like, no matter how much you save, there's always something to spend money on. However, it's better than what anything I could have dreamed of because now we have created a community of people where everybody that walks into the gym feels welcome. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, gay, straight, trans, whatever. If you are coming into our gym with the purpose of bettering yourself, you are welcome. And everybody that walks into our building feels that way. Hence why we try to emulate the whole fam concept as much as possible. We are a family, and everyone that is a part of the gym will say that and attest to that we go out of our way to make sure that everybody feels loved and welcome and supported. Not just on their fitness journey, but if they're going through some real stuff, they can come to us and say, hey, I'm going through some real stuff and I need somebody to talk to. And I don't have anyone to talk to. Sit down. We need to have a chat.
Man, wow. That's impressive. Well, gym owners have been some of the hardest hit during this whole quarantine fiasco. So March, I believe it all happened in March for everybody. It was pretty much across the board.
Yep.
Like March, I believe it was like March 17th was the day my gym shut down. So I guess your gym and all Florida gyms and all gyms in the whole freaking world, they all shut down. When that happened, what were you thinking? Were you thinking like I was, it'll be like 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
I was hoping, and then I kept seeing the numbers go up. of cases. Anastasia and myself, we both have a lot of clients who work in the local hospitals here. So we always had like the inside scoop of what was going on. So once they started telling us, yo, we're getting a lot of cases, we're like, and they keep rising. I'm like, okay, so this is gonna be a while. The thing that helped us survive, and I gotta give credit to all of our members, we had so many people that specifically asked us not to freeze their membership and continue to charge them anyway because they wanted a gym to come back to.
Yeah.
We had a great landlord that really helped us out as well. He's been super awesome in taking care of us and making sure that we were able to we were all able to handle the financial burden that was going to come with everything, being the way that it was. So between the two of them, we were able to weather the storm. We were able to open at the end of May. So pretty much from March, mid-March up through the end of May, we weren't open at all.
Wow. So now you were training, it's your gym. You were going in there and training in an empty gym, correct?
That is correct.
Like I talked to Steve Weinberger, and he said it was kind of sad and lonely training, and they're still shut down. They have no New York. There's like no end in sight for New York. I feel horrible.
Yeah, I know.
It's even worse than Massachusetts. But
yeah,
was it an odd feeling training with a completely empty gym and it's quiet and there's no noise and there's nothing going on?
Odd is not the word. I like the first word you used was sad. It was sad. It was so okay. So if I'm being perfectly honest, it was for a second when we first thought that it wasn't going to last that long. It was nice a little bit to have the solitude. More so, and I only say that because it was just me and Anastasia. And we, prior to being forced to close, even though we lived together in the same house, we really weren't able to spend that much time together because our schedules were very opposite. And it almost kind of needed to be that way in order to cover the gym, which is fine from a business perspective, but from a relationship perspective, it definitely takes a toll. So while it really sucked had not seen the members there, it was nice to get time in the gym, just me and her, which we hadn't had since last year. It really only started to really suck and get kind of depressing when we realized that we don't have an end in sight yet, and the deadlines just kept getting pushed back and pushed back. At first, the deadline was only 2 to 3 weeks. We're like, 2 to 3 weeks, whatever, we'll be fine. No, and then a month went by, and then a month and a half, and then 2 months, and that's when it really started to sink in. Like, damn, like I miss my people. Like, we need to get people back in. And then
now,
lucky
were members constantly texting you, emailing, whatever, saying, "Come on, man, come on, let me in, let me in."
No, you know what? It wasn't even the members. The members were the ones that understood the most. It was people who didn't even go to our gym that when their gyms closed, they're now all of a sudden they want to congregate at our place, and we were like, no, like that. So it was people who didn't even go to our gym that hit us up the most. Like, oh, I need to get a workout in. And then you have all the people who continued to congregate even during the quarantine when the COVID was at its peak, and that was kind of frustrating to watch. But
that spring break was horrifying to watch. That whole week.
Oh God! And like everyone's like, no, we don't care about COVID. We're gonna party. Like, all right, bro, catch you in the hospital. But yeah, I'm just really happy and blessed that we were able to weather the storm and we were able to come out of it not only with a gym to come back to, but even better, the membership has exploded since we reopened.
That was my next question, because I know some people claim I know a ton of people bought home gym equipment and I've seen posts like, "I'm never going back to the gym," blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, good. I don't want
okay.
I'm going back to the gym. You can stay in your damn house. But yeah, I was wondering, how, but the fact that you say membership exploded and people feel good about it. So does Florida have like a state guideline, say masks, this social distance, got to go one way down the aisles, nothing?
No. So technically, Florida does not have guidelines for gyms. They have guidelines for the restaurants and the bars and stuff like that, but they don't have a guideline for gyms. We still implement a 50% capacity. That's just to make sure that the people who are coming into our gym do feel safe. We don't mandate masks because obviously it's not government mandated, but we do encourage it. We have all the cleaning measures in place. We hired somebody that cleans our gym every week. We have hospital grade cleaning chemicals and cleaning equipment that are that our clients hooked us up with in order to help keep us safe and keep the gym safe because they care about it. So we have all the precautionary measures in place, and if anybody even remotely looks like they are less than 100%, they can't come in.
Now, have you ever tried training in a mask?
No, and
it is horrible. Horrible.
All I can think about is my logbook numbers just plummeting because I can't get any oxygen. That's why I don't wear a belt when I train. I hate them. I can't breathe in them. So I just no. So I live beltless all the time.
Wow. So 745 deadlift without a belt.
I can't do the belt. I can't do it.
Okay, so I'm going to raise that to 945. I'm going to give you 200 extra pounds for that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, just like a bench shirt adds like 200 pounds, right? Yeah, why not?
I'm going to tell everybody I can deadlift 945 now.
Powerlifters are all going to come at me now for that, but oh well.
That might get me clients. Who knows? We'll see.
That's my next question is I know you've branched out into coaching.
Yes.
Tell me about that. What's the business called and what kind of clients do you work with? Do you find it rewarding? Yep. Tell me about the coaching biz.
Yes. So Weapon X Athletics is the name of the business. So I work with everybody, but regular lifestyle clients, athletes, competitors, etc. What has become my niche, it seems, that most people come to me for is competition prep, and I have slowly branched into powerlifting because I've started to have more powerlifting clients come and talk to me. It started with just one for nutrition, and since that was a few months ago, I would say probably like February. And then since he's had success, I've added on 2 more powerlifting clients since then. And I do have some regular lifestyle people as well. I mainly prep guys, but that's just what the clientele that is attracted to me. Right. It's not, I haven't purposely tried to market for that niche. That's just kind of how it happened. And I got really good at it. And because I'm really good at it, that's the people that tend to come to me. So mainly competitors. Again, like I was explaining earlier when I went on my positive emotional rant, I love the fact that I get to relive, from a selfish standpoint, I get to relive my bodybuilding journey over and over again in other people.
Wow. Have you coached a lot of people for their very first competition?
I've coached people for their very first competition. I have coached people who have competed multiple times in the past. Let me see. I actually have a pro under my belt now. So, but I do his training, and then my coach Will Castillo does his nutrition. So I handle all of his training. So I'm working with my first pro, which is pretty cool. And soon to be second pro once somebody gets their pro card this year.
Where is she? Is she over there somewhere?
She's she's down here. No, she's in the kitchen prepping meals. Okay. So further to that point, the amount of people that I get to work with and I get to hear their life story and get to see what the different things that people have had to overcome to get to the point that they're at, to even consider doing a bodybuilding show or embark on a fitness journey is incredible. I've had clients, multiple, who have had like recovering from drug issues and, their families falling apart, and then and fitness and bodybuilding being the thing that helped them repair all of that. And I was a part of that. And that's really cool. That's really that's some awesome stuff. So obviously I'm not going to say any names. I don't want to put people's business out there, but I've had clients with those kind of stories, or, coming from, or like female clients who have come from abusive backgrounds, abusive relationships where they didn't feel supported, or, what have you. So helping them overcome completely non-fitness and bodybuilding related obstacles through this journey is I couldn't think of anything that's more rewarding than that. And I get paid for a living to do that.
Yeah.
The money isn't, the money's the bonus, it's the icing on the cake. It's not what drives me.
Yeah. I mean, it is life-changing what you're doing. It is, because, all of us who have been arguing for gyms reopening, we try to explain to the lay public that it's a lot more than, building big muscles or seeing veins and a six-pack.
Yep.
It goes a lot deeper than that. A lot of people, especially, a lot of people come to it from a place of maybe they're in recovery, or maybe they were abused, or maybe they had a lot of insecurities in their life, and this is how they sort of manage it all and turn it all around. And
yes,
that to me has been one of the tragedies of the gyms being closed. Is a lot of people, it's not just the weights that you could have at your house, where they need the gym. They need that supportive atmosphere and environment where people are encouraging you, and not just someone that has a trainer like yourself, but even just being in that environment of other people who are like-minded individuals, and they're supporting you, and, you wave and you say hi to these people, and they spot each other and they say, you want this machine, or, it's something you don't get anywhere else, really. It's a very unique environment we have.
It's because we as human beings are not nomadic creatures. We literally thrive and cannot survive without human interaction. I use this example a lot. If you have someone who's in prison, right? Besides them being killed, what's the worst thing that could happen to them as punishment? You put them in solitary confinement. You put them in a dark room by themselves for 3 weeks without human contact at all, nothing but their own thoughts. They will never come out of that room the same. They will be a completely different person. I'm sure they would rather get beat by guards, because at least they're getting human contact and human interaction. So, one thing that sucks about this whole virus thing is the fact that suicide rates have gone up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because people don't have an outlet at all. That all the outlets are taken away, and the first outlet that a lot of people are getting back are the bars, which doesn't help at all. You're putting a bunch of depressants into a depressing situation. Don't get me started. I'll be on my soapbox for days.
Liquor stores never closed anywhere.
Ever, not once, because it's not even because of the liquor. It's because they sell soda and snacks.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
So because they sell food products, they're essential. That's what it is.
Cheetos, Frito-Lays, yeah, the good stuff.
I love Doritos. They're the best.
So I'm trying to stay very positive with all the shows.
Yes.
But the reality is, we don't know from day to day what the case is, and some states may go back to closing things up. It looks like who knows. But I mean, mentally, psychologically, has it been a challenge to prepare for a show when you're not 100% certain this show is going to happen the day it's supposed to happen?
Dang it.
Can't hear me? Are we there?
It dropped again. The last thing I heard was, has it been mentally challenging for you to prepare? And that was when you cut out.
Yeah, to prepare for a show when you can't be 100% certain that show is going to happen on that given day it's supposed to happen.
The process of it, no, it has not been. I have just stayed the course. And so I'll give you a very specific example. So the first show I was going to do was Puerto Rico. That was my plan. That was May 23rd. We got to where we were, I think, 8 or 9 weeks out, and that was when it got rescheduled. So I was like, okay, that kind of sucks because I have to diet a little bit longer, but no big deal. What's the next option? And the next option was Boston, June 20th. So I was like, let's go. I'm going Boston. And I was really, okay, so this is the one that bothered me, because I really was looking forward to doing Boston because it gave me an excuse. It gave me an excuse to come home. I haven't been home since I left in February of 2018. So I was really excited to not only do the show, but have people there from my home to watch me compete. I would get to show Anastasia, my hometown of Lowell, and show her all the local spots that I used to, hang out at. Because I've been to Philly. I've seen where she comes from and where she used to go to and her stomping grounds. I wanted to show my stuff to her. And then that show, we got to like 5 or 6 weeks out. 6, sorry. And then that got rescheduled. And that one hit really hard for me. For the reasons, for 2 reasons. The reasons that I just mentioned to you, and also at the same day that the show got canceled, they had released, I'm going to use the word false, documentation saying that the gyms were going to get to reopen that Monday. So that was 4 days later. So this all happened on a Friday. So this was like, mid-May, I think. And what it was they released the governor's task force released the documentation of what they suggested the governor should do. And in the press conference that ensued, he decided not to open up gyms.
Oh boy.
But they released the documentation after the press conference. So we thought that this was a new development and we were going to get to reopen in 4 days. And then literally within the hour found out that that was not the case. So we found out that we weren't going to reopen and that the show was canceled. So that was not emotionally, that was a really bad weekend for both of us, because Anastasia had actually planned on doing the amateur portion of the Boston Pro. So that was another layer. We were going to compete together and now we can't. So that was taken away from us. But beyond that, no, it's just been, okay, what's the next option? Yeah, that sucks. Okay, what's the next option? I'm going to keep dieting. When I started dieting in January, I had pretty much made up my mind that I was going to have to diet for the whole year.
Oh, wow.
I was going to do whatever it took to get to the Olympia. If I had to show up at the Ron Harris Classic,
someday
in Springfield to do it, I don't. If I had to show up, if you were having a show in your backyard and it was an O qualification, I was going to show up.
I'll do it.
That was my plan, and I'm still in that mindset, especially now that the Olympia got moved to December. Now I really have to diet for a whole year.
Well, if for any reason you don't win the 212 at Tampa, you still might end up in Boston, October 11th, I believe it is. Maybe
it is possible. It is possible. I've even considered. I don't know if it would be the best decision from a prepping standpoint, but I've even considered doing it even if I win Tampa, just as an excuse to go home.
I mean, I think every
the first year that it's happening. It's the inaugural. Like that's
everyone who earned a pro card in Massachusetts. Why wouldn't they do that show? I'm hearing from people that. I talk to a lot of people and I follow a lot of people. And there's a lot of pros in this area who've never even used their pro card once. They've been pros for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Never, they turn pro as a master, whatever. They're all doing this Boston Pro show, and they should. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Exactly. It's special. It's special that they're finally having a pro show, right in the backyard. So I've even considered doing it anyway. So we'll see what happens.
Selfishly, I hope you do, but So is Anastasia doing the NPC portion of the Tampa now?
No. So she is doing she's doing the Ty Pope Classic in Orlando, which is you're going on 3 weeks out now, right? 3 weeks. Oh, wow. Oh, she's not counting. 3 weeks and 2 days out. And then we're going to be going to North Americans.
Right on.
The original plan was we were going to go to Puerto Rico. She was going to do the NPC portion of Puerto Rico and then go to Universe, right? Team U. Then it became Boston Pro-Am and Team Universe. And then everything got moved. So now it's the Ty Pope, where she'll be doing women's physique and women's bodybuilding.
Oh, boy.
And she's going to go for a pro card in women's physique at North Americans.
Oh, right on. Good luck to her. Yeah, is North American same weekend as New York Pro?
I don't think so. Hey,
New York Pro is September 5th.
What's the weekend of North Americans? When is it? The first weekend of September? It is the same weekend as the New York Pro.
Because now I want you to do New York too.
Yeah, it is the same week as the New York Pro.
I mean, we're going to have double bookings. It's inevitable because a lot of shows got postponed.
It's all squeezed together. Yeah.
We got to get this season done in a proper manner somehow.
Me and Anastasia haven't even had that conversation yet. We're literally just taking it one show at a time.
Yeah.
We will figure out any potential barriers to our plans once we meet them, if we have to. If we can avoid them by, hopefully me winning Tampa, that'd be great. Then we don't even have to worry about it.
Let's just count on that for now. Let's work for that. I mean, you're looking damn good, so why not?
Thank you.
Like I said, when you took second in 2018, I said it sounded like one of those what's a compliment that's like not really a compliment? What do they call it? Like a
backhanded.
Yeah, backhanded. I said, you're not even that big and you're not even that lean, but you still blew everyone out of the water except for this one kid. If you were a little bigger and leaner, forget about it, because your structure and shape. That. Your front double, your front lat, you have some shots that are just the shape and everything is just like, wow, it's just a very complete physique. We haven't given you credit for your quads. I mean, I'll throw some pictures up, man. I'm all about big quads. You got some.
Thank you.
That's one thing I never said you need to work on. Your legs they're done. Great leg development. It's just I know.
Speaking of which, I hit so I told you I don't barbell squat anymore, but I Smith squat because it doesn't bother my lower back. And I literally just hit, I put a video up. I don't know if you saw it, but I hit a six plate in 10s on each side, Smith squat for, I think I got 5 reps out of that. Yeah. And that was just like a few days ago.
And I love when people say, well, it's a Smith machine. I say, why don't you throw 6 plates on each side of the Smith machine? See if you can squat that.
By all means.
Come back to me later and tell me how that went.
and get your femurs below parallel. Don't give me that BS quarter half rep stuff.
Yeah, because like JP Jordan Peters, he does a lot of machine work, and it's just
he doesn't barbell squat for the same reason that I don't barbell squat.
You can't even count the plates. He's got so many plates stacked on these things.
I know, it's so cool. I love seeing that. And that honestly, that Jordan is someone who I don't know if I'll ever be as strong as him, but it is one thing that I have made my life's mission to get as close to that level of monstrous, scary strength as possible. I want people to look at me the same way I look at him.
I mean, that's a lofty goal. That is a freakishly strong human being, like a human ant. He's just
it's so awesome to watch. But I also know that if I continue to chase that, that's going to translate to my physique on stage.
Yeah, and I mean, still, you're getting stronger. It's not like you maxed out your strength. You're on your way. You're still on your way up.
I'm hitting PRs literally every single session.
Let's talk again in like 2 years. I bet these weights you're using now are going to be like old news.
That's the hope. As long as my connective tissue can hold up.
Yeah. I mean,
you gotta think about that.
Take care of yourself, guy. Theragun. I don't know. I'm sure you have all kinds. Yeah,
yoga.
Theragun. Yeah, I'm sure you have all that figured out. But
yes,
man, I've taken up a lot of your time. It's 5 weeks out from Tampa Pro. Everybody needs to get excited. This is the first show back. I dropped. I'm trying to encourage everyone to get psyched up for Tampa Pro. Can you hear me?
It's 5 weeks out from Tampa. Cut out again. No.
That's okay.
Yeah. So that was the last thing I heard. That 5 weeks out from Tampa.
I'm super excited because man,
I
should have been at several shows by now. Several shows should have already happened and being talked about and all that. But this will be it. This is our comeback show for all of us, the entire industry, as far as Open, 212, all the divisions. So I'm stoked, and I know you got to be stoked to get back. This will be a full year away from the stage for you. And
yes, it will.
If you look the same, it wouldn't be that thrilling, but you've made a lot of changes, a lot of improvements, and you got to be psyched to show these improvements to everybody.
I'm super psyched, and like I said, I'm not coming just to show how much I've improved. I really want to win, and I'm doing everything in my power to make that a reality. There's going to be a lot of great guys in the show, especially my man George. Who announced he's showing up and he's looking huge. He's looking incredible. And that's my homie. I love him to death. Like with everything I have, I used to go train with him and his coach all the time. And we all have a really nice dynamic and really great friendship.
Yeah.
I'm coming to whoop his ass. Like, I'm trying to send him home back to New York to go get it there. I love you, George, but like I said, I'm not here for a participation trophy. I'm gonna win. We're gonna chop it up backstage and have a good time. But once the stage lights hit, woo, time to rock.
He's coming to kick your ass. You know, it's not. It's not a team sport. It's not.
Damn right. Well, it kind of is within your own camp. But once you're backstage and you're walking up those stairs and the music is playing, that's it. It's all you.
Yeah. One man enters, one man leaves. Or two men enter, one man leaves. But
yeah.
got to get that right. All right. I want to encourage everyone to follow you on Instagram. It is Weapon X for all you Marvel Comics fans.
Yes, sir.
I got to ask one last question because I know you're a gamer.
Oh, yeah.
You're into anime. What games are you? What games are you into now?
Oh man. So the quarantine was a beautiful time for me and my PS4. I revisited some old games I played, but they released. Do you game at all?
No, my son does. He could talk all day to you, and I'm like,
great. All right, put him on. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Man, I still play Tekken. The Tekken is a fighting game that I actually compete in competitively in tournaments. They haven't had any tournaments this year, obviously because of COVID. But last year I think I competed in like 5 or 6 different tournaments while I was in prep. Super fun, and it also kept me distracted from being hungry. So that's my mainstay. But let's see, Doom, The Last of Us, which is a zombie game. Actually, that one just came out. Final Fantasy. Man, I played so many games during quarantine. It's insane. But I also spend a lot of time reading as well. I take my personal development really seriously. So I had a really good balance between both. Keep having a schedule and having time slots allotted for different things. Having time slots for my reading, having time slots for my video gaming, obviously meals, etc. It just kept me sane and on track. I'm very much a homebody anyway. I like being home. Anastasia's not. She's more of the adventurous type, so she was going crazy being in the house. But
okay. Well, I'm glad you guys have made it through because Florida is out of quarantine. You guys are.
Yep.
You know, your cases are jumping through the roof, but you know what? That's going to happen everywhere. Every state that reopens, that's going to happen. It's inevitable.
Especially as more tests become available, the numbers are going to go up. So it stinks, but people just need to be smart. Don't be nasty. Be clean, and be healthy. Stop eating junk just because you're sitting in the house, and you will be in the best position if you do come into contact with it to fight it. And then you'll be sick for a little bit, and you'll be fine.
Well, I think most of the people watching this probably don't need to hear that. It's a lot of America needs to hear that because obesity and diabetes are the 2 main risk factors for not surviving COVID. So we got to get more of the message out there, I guess, to these people.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so absolutely. Instagram, it is WeaponX_IFBB Pro. WeaponX_IFBB Pro. You are, I assume, available for some more coaching clients online?
I am 110% available. You can drop me a DM on Instagram. My email is listed there too, but just in case, it's ifbbweaponx.derik, DERIK, @gmail.com. Drop me an email and I will get back to you within 1 business day, always.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your time. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the new and improved version of you on stage, the Tampa Pro, 5 weeks from today.
Sir.
Last weekend of July, first weekend of August. Yeah.
I'm super pumped. You're going to be there, right?
Oh, come on, of course.
Yeah. I'd be really pissed if we did this interview and then you don't show up. I'm going to be real mad.
I'm all Tampa show. Me and Big Mike Cox. We're going to cover the crap out of that show.
Yeah, let's go. Let's cover the show.
We're stoked. So that's it, man. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks,
sir.
everybody, for watching Ronline Report with this man, Derik Oslan. You'll see him on stage in the 212 division, 5 weeks at the Tampa Pro. Thanks for watching.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, Ron.